Let's talk about creating. Oh, hand in the camera. Okay, let's talk about creating your own OCs, particularly for story creation. So, when you want to make an OC, you want to make sure you aren't just copying someone else's thing. You want to make your own original character, which means that, they have their own unique traits. You want to figure out who they are. Typically, when I make a OC, I typically start with their identity, the general basic outline of what I want them to be. Do I want them to be a cold-hearted jerk, or do I want them to be a furry? That sort of thing. Or sometimes plushies become OCs. It really depends. Willie here, yeah, that's their name. Willie here is a character in my stories. They are actually fast and stuff. Smart, strong in my stories. And they can talk. Actually, let's put back in and get back to the point. I can't really guide your process per se, because we all have our own different ways of making OCs. Sometimes you just gotta spit out ideas and put them on something and see, does this sound cool? Does it sound like something I want? Does it sound horrible? Does it sound wonderful? Does it sound absolutely psychotic and chaotic? That sort of thing. And when you're determining an OC, you also want to take note of what role they play in your story. Do they take a minor role? Do they always show up a couple times here and there? Are they the main character? Are they the secondary character? Are they the rival? Are they the villain? Are they a secondary character, part of the main cast? As for design, you want to go for, in order to be more pleasing to the human eye with your characters, you want to go for a design that works well together with the colors. Although there are so many color combinations that work together, it won't be an issue. Honestly, you could just think up a random palette of colors and use that to design your OC. It's really that simple. And of course, if you write stories, then you can actually go much further into your OC. Because not only can you get art of the OC, especially if you are an artist yourself, you can also write about your OC, which means you get to fully develop that OC into something. And have them slowly change over time. Maybe they become even more chillax than they used to be. And yet still more focused too. That sort of thing. You also want to think about the relationships they have with other characters and what world they're in. Do you want them to be a Dragon Ball OC that you insert to the Dragon Ball universe and they somehow screw up the timeline or something like that? Do you want to make them come from a planet you made up entirely? Example, my planet Tumble Pie, full of pizza people. Such as Scar Basil Tomato. And potato cheesy garlic sauce. The essence of OC creation is that you should be having fun with it, and you should be coming up with something completely original and something that is so you in some way. After all, OCs are always going to be a reflection of ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's a reflection of what we know, and a reflection of our emotions, our experiences, our desires, our wants, or a combination of everything. OCs will always be a mixture of some kind based on whoever created them, because OCs are only limited by the limitations the creators have, unless their creators decide to share them with other people, in which case their limits become higher. But please avoid making this a Mary Sue. A Mary Sue is basically an overpowered original character who, doesn't change is, like everything works out for them. Everything always works out for them. They're absolutely perfect. There's no flaws to them. They never change. Please avoid making a Mary Sue type character in general. I mean, if you have them as a minor character for comic relief, I'd say that's fine. Although it's really up to you if you want to make a character like that or not. You don't have to follow any of my advice for all that matters. Just do you when creating OC. Don't worry about it too much. Take your time with it. Come up with the most random ideas. Whatever works for you. That's the video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.